John, how are you, sir?
Sorry, mate. I'm just trying to get my breakfast in. I'm good, mate. How are you?
All good, good to get you on. We had some technical issues there, but we look like we're all sorted now.
There's no bother. I'm just sitting in the car anyway in the car park.
All good. The Yellow Submarine, Fermoy, County Cork. You've a bricks and mortar store. Give me the kind of before we get into all that, your kind of the 30-second elevator pitch of your background.
I started off becoming a chef when I was 14. I got into kitchens at maybe the age of 12, washing dishes and things like that. Lied about my age because I'm tall. And I gave what would be a national insurance number that I just completely made up. Don't know how I got away with it. You wouldn't get away with it now, but I did then. Just washing dishes at a hotel, very prestigious hotel in the local area, fantastic. And before I know it, I had eager to be in the kitchen. So I spent time in the kitchen. From there, my granny passed away when I was young. I lost the plot and moved to Scotland at a young age. Spent time working in Scotland, spent time in Glasgow, moved up from Glasgow then up to Aberdeen. Worked in Aberdeen for a number of years, or Aberdeenshire. Spent time up there. Did a little stint for the Queen. After all that, then I moved back down to the UK. Spent a lot of time doing a lot of stages, places like Sat Baines, going down to London, did a lot of stages in London. That's how I took my holidays, and then moved over to beautiful Ireland. Came over on a stag weekend to Kinsale, on a Kinsale Sevens rugby weekend. Never went home. Came on the Wednesday, had a job by the Friday, and a house on the Sunday. Never went back. That was it.
So your background kind of like fine dining restaurants, and now you have the Yellow Submarine, which
That's
is
right,
kind of more casual burgers and
utterly, yeah.
yeah.
So I had a restaurant previous to here,
Right.
in a place called Lismore, fine dining restaurant. Won lots of awards, things like that. Won best chef in Ireland at the time. This was only a matter of 5 years ago. It was fantastic, great, loved every bit of it. There was a few problems though, like the local hotel that was going to reopen went to Ukrainians, refugees, and all the Airbnbs did the same. And before you know it, you're in the middle of nowhere with nowhere for people to stay,
Yeah.
no footfall. And then when I closed that restaurant, a number of things happened at the same time. I lost everything. Lost the restaurant, lost my relationship, everything, lost a whole lot. And then I was living in my car for 9 months. At that time, I was working 3 jobs, and I had the food truck at the whole time. I was going out the food truck, was making nothing. So the other jobs were paying for the food truck to go out. Making absolutely nothing in West Waterford, and we'd move around. And then the minute that we came into Cork, the food truck just blew up. Absolutely blew up. Didn't matter where we went in Cork, anywhere. The support in Cork was phenomenal. I mean, way more than I could ever imagine. And you know, being from Merseyside, obviously when anyone asks where I'm from the capital of Ireland. You know, my mother's Irish. All her family's Irish. You know, Liverpool is the second biggest population. Liverpool is Irish. You know, so yeah, that's. So I went from that, and kept thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm unemployable. I was working in these places like a meat factory, cooking for the staff. I was working in a pharmacy factory, cooking for their staff. Hated every second of it, but I was in such a space in my head that I would have cleaned toilets if I had to make money. And then one day I made the decision. The decision was I stop all these other little jobs that was making really good money. I'm not going to lie, you know, working in a meat factory, earning €900 a week for working 7 till 3.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like that would be a lot of people's dream, them hours and money. And I was like, I'm going to make the food truck work. That's it. No matter what, I'm going to make it work. Then my brother moved over in December, came and joined me. And all of a sudden, we put everything into it, mentally and physically. We didn't have the money to put into it, but it was a brand new ship is what I call it. And before you know it, the minute we got into Cork, everything changed. Everything.
And tell me about the experience then of going from food truck to bricks and mortar.
Absolute stupidity.
Right. Go on.
Food truck was making an absolute fortune, and we put all the money into bricks and mortar. No, I'm joking. It's fantastic. You know, where we are is great. Fermoy as a town is a great town to support, and I'm not just saying that; it really is. The fact that we're only 20 minutes from Cork City, you know, another half an hour we're in Mallow, another half an hour you're in Tipperary, you know that, and then you have massive towns nearby like Mitchellstown, you know, and that it's great, you know. Something about the food truck, when you took it anywhere, you had to spend an hour cleaning it before you did anything, because oil would move around, things would fall over, you know, even with lids on everything, and you know, everything strapped in, it was carnage. Whereas now we come in, the place is clean, it's lovely. The only thing that comes with that then is the costs,
of course.
You know, I think sometimes you forget when you're in a food truck and it's doing really, really well, you forget about the costs. You know, rent is £2,500 a month before we do anything.
Wow.
You know, and you know yourself that, you know, that's not cheap rent. You know, I could rent in the middle of Cork City for the same price.
Yeah.
But then you contend in with all these other places, and I think competition's great in a lot of ways, but when there's so much, I just, you know, isn't for me. I prefer to be on the suburbs and a little bit more low key, and we go about our business and we do the grind and we try and do the best we can where we are. You know, we don't want 5 other burger shops next door to us. You know, it just doesn't suit what we go for. And then you have all the other things that come along with it: rates, water, electric. You know, in the generator, we were putting €5 diesel, €5 petrol in a night. You know, we don't know how lucky we were.
Yeah.
You know, but then myself and my brother said to each other, "What we're going to do when we're 50? We're still going to be going round."
Yeah.
You know?
It's a hard slog as well.
Yeah.
What so what's obviously there's so much talk at the moment, you know, with the hospitality industry and government and the budget that came out recently. There was a march there last week in Dublin about it. What's your kind of brief thoughts on that? Do you think, like, what's the solution, I suppose, or to getting the cost?
I think if I'm honest, you know, and I'm talking from, we're a really, really busy establishment. You know, we're very lucky with the support that we have. Very, very lucky. And we are struggling. You know, things are really, really tight. People think we're making loads of money because the place is rammed, and that isn't the case. I just said to the lady before, when I just went and got a coffee from a local place, she said, "You're flying it down there." I said, "Yeah, we are busy, but if we have a bad month, we're closed." That's it. A month. If we have a bad month, we're closed. That's how, you know, close everything is. And we're a really, really busy establishment. So can you imagine if you're a place that's smaller than we are? You know, like we seat 70 people and a lot of takeaway. But if you're smaller again, the effect that it would have on you is insane. I think if they don't do something, there's only going to be one road that people are going to go down, unfortunately, and that makes me really sad for the industry. But I can't see people surviving if they don't pull it down.
Yeah. So on that, and let me finish up with 2 final ones, John. What's your kind of future plan? So, like, are you looking to grow the business to have more locations, or?
Yeah, so we're in the process. We're going to open a pasta bar.
Right.
That's our next step. We did a pasta night on Saturday night. Just got it. It was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. You're probably thinking, pasta night in a burger shop. What?
No,
we're
sounds good.
Different. We're a bit different, and we are a bit weird. But yeah, we're going to open a pasta bar. So really simple, handmade pasta. Really nice focaccia with like mortadella and burrata, good rocket, and yeah, we're going to open a pasta bar, which is going to be our next thing. We're about to put pen to paper on that, and then after that, it's get the food truck back out, because food trucks be advertising, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, so get the food truck back out, which would be great, and then the plan is to open another burger shop before summer next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
in Cork or outside of Cork?
In the county.
Right.
Yeah, in the county. Yeah.
Very good.
I will never go in the city,
No.
but in the county of Cork, yeah. Like, Cork has been amazing for us. Absolutely amazing. And because our mother is from Cork, it's like that connection that, you know, we are Cork, but we're not Cork,
Yeah.
you know, like, and it's that whole thing, which is different to the other counties. Like, you know, when we were in Waterford, for some reason, it just didn't work. Maybe it would now if we went back now that we have a bit of a name.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's our plan going forward for sure.
Teddy, so I used to eat in a pasta bar in London, and it used to be like queues out the door. I think it was called Padella.
Yeah,
it's their Durham
I
market.
know
I think they have quite a
Still
few
there.
locations. Is that something similar to that you're going for?
Not too far from it. Yeah. Just like,
Deadly.
you know, when you go to Italy and you're on holiday and it's amazing, and it's so simple, so simple, just really, 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 really good sauces, fresh handmade pasta, and then the loaded focaccia is what I want. Oh, it's just and inexpensive. So that was the whole thing with the burger shop, was food that everybody eats from the age of 6 to 80.
Yeah.
And it's not really expensive, but people are feeling like they're getting a treat and just eating the best food that we can do, you know, and that's what I want to do, that with the pasta as well.
And is it purely sit down, or is there going to be some level of takeaway as well?
Yeah, like the world that we live in.
Yeah.
You know, people love to take stuff home. You know, our business is 50-50, straight down the line.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, which is really ironic, I'm sitting outside the building, which is going to be our pasta bar that nobody knows except my brother.
Nice. So you won't give us the swirl of the camera then, no?
I might do like a 30-second one. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm sure there'll be some people there down in Cork, and
they will definitely know where it is, unfortunately. Yeah.
Deadly. No, that's really exciting. Let me finish up on one last one, so John, and we could chat all day. You mentioned about kind of earlier there about being at a very low point and living out your car. Anyone else that would find themselves in such a kind of difficult position in life, you know, that kind of has lost it all, and would you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I think for me the easiest thing was that I have a son, and my son he turns 4 on the 1st of December. I had some really, really low points where I thought all sorts of crazy things. I mean, really low. I didn't hit drink, no interest in drugs or anything like that. So like, it wasn't swirled by something else. It wasn't fueled by something else other than me being low. And there was a really dark period there, and if I didn't have my son, I know I 100% wouldn't have got through it. And I just kept in the back of my head, him, you know, like, he doesn't deserve not to have a father, you know, like, and then as I started to build myself back up again slowly, it was like, was it really that bad? Was it, you know, like, and I was listening to a lot of podcasts and things, and I heard this podcast with Richard Branson, and I was in a lot of debt when I closed the restaurant. You know, like, we're almost paid it off now, so that tells you how much debt I was in. And the restaurant just accumulated it, and Richard Branson has lost more money than he's made.
Wow.
And, you know, I don't know about yourself, but myself, like, I'm really inspired by him. I think he's, you know, one of the biggest billionaires. He's incredible. But he opened, was it 20 odd businesses, and he had £1 million businesses that just got liquidated. You know, that, and I think mine was like this big in comparison. Why am I getting so worked up about it? Because I was letting it all, because I was working all these hours, and I just stuck my head in it because I didn't see a way out. And in my head, I was like, I need to work all these hours. I need to do this. I need to make money. I need to do this to pay everything off. And I was like, I just stepped back for a second. I was like, what's going to happen if I don't pay it off right now? Can't give me a letter because I live in a car. You know, like, and I was like, is my life that bad? It's not. It's not. But my head was so deep in it.
Yeah.
It felt like it was for a long time. And it was only in that moment that inspired me that, like, what are they going to do if they're going to come and take my car off me? No, because it's falling apart and nobody wants it. Barely got NCT. There's like a couple of weeks left of NCT. You know, like, and that's the situation it was in. Like, I was just crawling, but what I found was baby steps.
Yeah.
If you're just taking them little baby steps, it was fine. Like, I was just breaking it down a little bit. Today I was going to work. I was going to earn 100 quid today. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll put 30 euros aside to pay off one debt. I'll put 30 euros aside for my son, obviously. And then whatever's left, then I'll use them mentally to get stock for the food truck. And it was just them baby steps. And I never spoke to anybody. When things were really, really hard, I never spoke to anybody. Because I thought that the minute that someone spoke to me, they'd have, pity on me, or they'd feel sorry for me. And that'd make my head drop. So instead, I just kept going on and on, and that was how I got through it, was just by treading water and just, keeping the ball rolling, not stopping still. And like, look now, look now. And I think when I got to the end part of that and the food truck was starting to do well, my brother moved over. That was my security then, the two of us.
Yeah.
I never had somebody good in my business that was, I had lots of good staff and team members, but I never had somebody that was strong. Like, if I'm not in the business, he's going to run it as his own,
Yeah.
And I think that's what changed everything for us. And he's well able to kick me up the arse, and I'm well able to kick him up the arse.
Yeah.
And nothing will come between us, and that's all them little notions were what got me out of it. Like, life's too short. Like, if a business liquidates and closes, it's not the end of the world. It's not. But I felt that, like, I was working in these meat factories, and I'm like, I'd built up a reputation and probably an ego, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because all I ever wanted to be was a head chef. All I ever wanted, two things I ever wanted, was to have my own restaurant and have my own family. And I felt like I'd lost all of that. So I was like, who am I?
Yeah.
I'm just this guy in a meat factory slopping up scrambled eggs and beans. Couldn't even make good scrambled eggs because they wouldn't let me use cream and butter because it was too expensive. So, and I was like, who am I if I'm not this person? And then all of a sudden that grounded me then. And maybe, grounded. And I was like, I'm just a person just like he's a person. And ever since that moment, I'm just me. Like, you'll find me cleaning the toilets. You'll also find me in the local gym, not being able to lift weights, but still trying. I'm just normal. And I will never, ever be back up on my high horse and think everything's perfect, because everything's not going to be perfect,
Yeah. Deadly.
So
Yeah.
I'm probably waffling now.
No. It's ego's a killer, but it's a fantastic story you have. I didn't know any of that, so it's definitely tied me more to the brand, and I'm super excited to hear more and see more about the new pasta restaurant. I'm going to be keeping an eye on it, and we'll share.
We'll have
stuff.
to get you down. Definitely get you down.
For sure, absolutely, and we'll share stuff here on it before you open. Anyways, definitely.
Cheers, buddy. I appreciate that.
John, thanks to me, and we'll at some point I'll be down in Cork. We'll meet face to face.
Definitely, because you have threatened a few times now.
I know.
You'll have to get down.
I know, but we will get down for sure.
Cheers. Great speaking to you.
You too. Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Talk to you.
Bye.